NFL teams, according to Colin. Number 10.
49ers, and there are areas of concern. They struggle with mobile quarterbacks. They struggle with Kyler Murray. They struggle with Russell Wilson. They struggle with Lamar Jackson. The league's getting increasingly mobile. Also, wide receiver has been a bit of a problem for them. Emmanuel Sanders gone. Only 41 of the team's 260 yards came from their wide receiver Sunday. And Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo are sleeping in separate bedrooms. I'm seeing a little tension here, some fissures in that relationship. Niners at 10.
Number 9.
Steelers. Okay, here's the good news. That defense held Saquon Barkley to a nothing burger. 6 yards, 15 carries. That was impressive. And we knew it was. We knew their defense is good, and they got a very easy schedule, second easiest schedule. I probably should have put them at 9-7 or 10-6, not 8-8. I just didn't know what I was going to get. I said, I got to watch Big Ben play. Where they're going to win all the games they should. I just don't know if they're next level, but I put them at 9.
Number 8.
Buffalo Bills are exceptionally well coached. I'm not sure there's a staff in the NFL that knows the limitations of their players and avoids it, and the strength of their players and leans into it. Josh Allen, they're just taking baby steps and baby steps. Finally he's got 18 rushing touchdowns, by the way, most last 2 years in the NFL. But they finally scored 27 points against the Jets. They finally got into the high 20s. Josh Allen looked a little more comfortable, still erratic. I really do think you don't pay a lot of attention to Buffalo. I think this is a coaching story. I think Sean McDermott and Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay are the 3 best young coaches in the NFL.
Number 7.
Rams. I like them. I'll tell you, Malcolm Brown, the running back, gets no press. That guy's a bull. That guy's good. That guy delivered against Dallas. Jared Goff. I know. None of you like Jared Goff. He had 5 complete yards, tied for the most in the NFL. And here's the thing. Goff and McVay like each other. It works. They appreciate each other. They complete each other. They like each other. It's not tense. And I think Goff is his best quarterback with McVay. And I also think their wide receiver tight end core, I think it could be second to the Chiefs in the NFL. They got a bunch of guys who can catch and run in L.A.
Number 6.
Tampa Bay's going to be fine. New Orleans could win the Super Bowl. Lighten up. They had a punt block, 9 penalties. Mike Evans is recovering from a hamstring injury. He had 1 catch. And Leonard Fournette, who's going to become their number 1 back, Leonard Fournette is just learning the system. Those are star players in the NFL. By the way, they go to Carolina this week. Carolina is not good on defense. Mark my words. They're going to score a lot of points this weekend going up against that Saints defense.
5.
Packers. Now, first of all, I don't think Minnesota is as good defensively as they have been the last 3 years. They lost to edge. They got injuries up front. Aaron Rodgers owns this team. I will say this. Devontae Adams and DeAndre Hopkins, those may be the 2 best receivers in the NFL. I'm not sure you can guard him. It wasn't that Devontae Adams had a bunch of catches. He was wide open. Aaron looked healthy. He looked happy. They're on a 6-game winning streak in week 1. But, listen, I don't think Minnesota's very good. That's why I don't have the Packers in my kind of elite 4. But they were impressive. They own week 1. They now currently own the Vikings, and that was nice.
Number 4.
Pete Carroll finally said, Russ, I'm going to let you go. No, it's funny. Russell Wilson maybe had one of the greatest games I've ever seen a quarterback play. Third highest single-game completion percentage in NFL history. And Atlanta's no slouch. Russell Wilson, for the record, leads all – this is funny. He leads all quarterbacks in the NFL with 107 touchdown passes last 3 years. No other quarterback has 100. This is Russell's team. Let him go. Give it to him. And I will say they played with Bobby Wagner. They played with a lot of swagger on defense, a lot of toughness. They were running around, hitting people. They established that physicality very early on the road. Seattle really impressed me defensively.
Number 3.
Saints. They weren't perfect. I mean, Michael Thomas was held to 3 catches. This is a really good football team. And they added 2 smart veterans, Malcolm Jenkins, Emmanuel Sanders. I feel about the Saints kind of like I felt the last 4 or 5 years. Not a lot of room for error. They don't get a lot of cheap touchdowns. You don't get any D-Hop touchdowns. You don't get any Mike Evans touchdowns. They don't commit penalties. They're very efficient. They're great at home. I just don't feel with Drew Brees over the top at his age, you get a lot of free touchdowns, a lot of playmaking ability. But they're well-coached, well-oiled, well-run, really smart, and you can tell from the salary cap next couple of years, they've gone all in on this team. They are hyper-focused on this year, and when you have Drew Brees, who's going to be a broadcaster, in 6 months, that's what you do.
Number 2.
Kansas currently on a 10-game winning streak. That's including the playoffs last year, longest in the NFL. Now, they're a little top-heavy. They pay a handful of guys a ton of money. I worry about depth in certain positions. Right tackle Mitchell Schwartz is really, really important. He's one of their stars they're not paying a ton to. They're good. And what I liked about week 1, Mahomes has always been a gunslinger. Now he looks efficient. I mean, now he's audibling out of stuff at the line of scrimmage. So now you get to Brett Favre. Brett Favre never graduated to a lot of that stuff. Like Mahomes now, we're in year 3. He was like, I'm going to go from gunslinger, howitzer. I'm going to go to surgical. Oh, that's not good for everybody else.
Number 1.
Baltimore, I picked them to win the Super Bowl. They're a machine. Listen, you got to understand. Cleveland's got talent. They beat them by 32 points. Cleveland's not going to lose a game the rest of this year by. I don't see them. I don't. Last year, their pass rush was inconsistent. It doesn't appear to be. This is in a salary cap era. This is about as good a roster. All you Lamar Jackson critics. He's now 20-3. Let's move past I don't know if it's going to work. It's working well. He's lost a couple playoff games. Whatevs. Peyton Manning lost a lot of them for a lot of years, and so did John Elway. Baltimore, to me, is the team to beat in this league. All right, we got to get Peter King on NBC Sports in America. I want his thoughts on Pittsburgh because I know Pittsburgh always beats bad teams. Are they next level? What did Peter King see? NBCSports.com, 3-time National Sports Writer of the Year.